What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video today, and in this video we are at Sioux Falls Regional Airport for the 37th airport update for the month of March 2023. A couple of exciting announcements to go over in this airport update, so we'll go ahead and get started here at gate number 1 with this Allegiant Airbus A319 coming in from Nashville today as flight 359. This arrived in at 3:20 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 3:42 p.m. arrival. Allegiant is bringing back the Los Angeles service out of Sioux Falls on June 14th. I remember the service operating about a few years ago. I think it was before COVID, the last time that service operated, but they did not bring it back, I think around 2019, 2020 or so. It's been a little while since I've seen LAX on our flight boards, so. But regardless, this service is coming back June 14th, twice weekly, Wednesday and Saturday services, so this will be exciting. Not sure what type they'll operate it on, if it'll be on the 319 or 320, but from what I recall, I do remember seeing the 320 on the LAX service, so I'm guessing it will be on that aircraft type, but I will take a look here at PassWriter, and I'll go ahead and pop up that information on your screen on the first day of this service. It'll be June 14th, Wednesday, Saturday, twice weekly. So let's move on. Parked at Gate 3, we have this American Eagle CRJ-700 in the SkyWest House livery. This aircraft arrived in from Chicago O'Hare as Flight 3215. I don't even need to say who operates it because you can clearly tell by the livery. This arrived in at 8:21 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 8:36 p.m. arrival. At Gate 5, we have this American Airbus A319. This aircraft arrived in from Dallas-Fort Worth International as Flight 2060, arriving in at 1:01 p.m., delayed from a 12:25 p.m. scheduled arrival, so this is a delay of just under 40 minutes. I think about 36 minutes, if my math is correct on that. So twice daily, still going strong here. I've not seen the load factors yet. I don't think that information is available just yet. But like I said before, the first couple of flights did pretty well, with the first inbound flight almost fully booked, and then the first outbound flight back to Dallas, that was completely sold. So we do have our flights booked for our Airliners International 2023 trip to Dallas, Texas. We'll be flying on the A319, pending that they do not change the aircraft type, which is not looking likely. It looks like it'll stay at 319 all the way through November, which is when it will go back then to Eagle on the CRJ-700, which is likely going to be operated by SkyWest. So I'm looking forward to this trip. I'm really excited about this. It'll be my first time heading to the state of Texas, and my first time heading that far south as well, because I think the furthest south I've been has been Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which I took on that 2018 trip to Charlotte. I stayed over in Myrtle Beach with family for a couple days, just because we wanted to go see the beach, and I get to see the ocean for the first time, so that was kind of exciting on that department. But yeah, other than that, I don't have much else to report on, so we'll move on to a pretty exciting visitor here at the Sioux Falls Regional Airport, which is this thing right here, the 737 MAX 8 for United Airlines, finally has arrived into Sioux Falls. Now, this flight on Wednesday, March 1st, this is actually the second time that a United MAX 8 has visited Sioux Falls, or just United MAX in general, because they have scheduled a MAX 9, I think, once or twice before, but the flight ended up turning around and going back to Chicago, pardon me. So I was not too happy about that when that happened. And then there was another instance where they just completely canceled it due to weather. But the other flight that did turn around was due to weather. It was really foggy in our area when the flight was supposed to land. It was like 20 minutes away from Sioux Falls before landing, but yeah, and then the first MAX flight that landed was significantly delayed, but it still landed, which was exciting. And then this flight right here, pretty much on time, just 10 minutes ahead of schedule, actually, with the 737 MAX 8 from Denver, arriving in at 11:05 p.m., ahead of a scheduled 11:15 p.m. arrival. So really excited about this. Hopefully the MAXs will become more commonplace in Sioux Falls once the older 737-800s, they start to be removed from the fleet, and then the MAXs start to take over. So I anticipate maybe in about 10-15 years' time, maybe a little less than that, we will see the MAXs become like the only aircraft that United will send to Sioux Falls if they're wanting to use a 737 family aircraft. So hopefully that'll be the case, because I would love to see one of these in person again, especially in Sioux Falls. I saw plenty of them in Chicago in my various plane spotting videos. Make sure to go check those out if you're interested in seeing how last year's Airliners International trip went, because it was really exciting. And like I said, with the American aircraft before this one, I'm really excited about that Dallas trip. So with that out of the way, we'll go ahead and move on to the north side of the terminal building here. And as you can tell, this is a full house. So I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the update. These are the only aircraft in this update, just a full house here at the Costello terminal. So let's move on to gate number 6. Parked at Gate 6, we have this United Express CRJ-200 in the Continental Globe livery. This aircraft arrived in from Chicago O'Hare as Flight 5524, operated by SkyWest, at 5:33 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 5:35 p.m. arrival. So as of the beginning of March, Air Wisconsin is now officially operating with American Eagle. So some of their aircraft have been painted into American Eagle colors, but I haven't seen any pop up on Flight Radar just yet. I just haven't really looked in the area, the general area of where these aircraft are operating. But it looks like as of right now, the CRJ-200s that we're getting from Chicago, which is where a lot of the Air Wisconsin flights are coming from, are all SkyWest operated stuff right now. So they did have Air Wisconsin here earlier. I'm not sure why they switched it back to SkyWest, probably because of the United transition out of Air Wisconsin, obviously, but hopefully we will see some Air Wisconsin CRJ-200s come in because there are 2 aircraft painted in a retro livery. I'm probably going to get this wrong, but I think it's 465 Alpha Whiskey and 471 Zulu Whiskey. I may be wrong on that. I'll have registrations up on your screen, the correct ones if I did say them wrong, which I probably did. I feel like I got them wrong, so my bad on that. I'm trying to remember that off the top of my head, but those liveries look really good, and hopefully I'll be able to see one of these, and hopefully also Gemini Jets will do a couple of them. So perhaps a 1-400 and 1-200 scale release, or even NG might do a 1-200 scale release as well. Hopefully that'll be the case because that livery looks really nice. So move on to our Delta stuff. We just got the 2 Delta aircraft, and that'll round out the update for today. At Gate 4, we have this Delta Airbus A319. This aircraft arrived in from Atlanta today on Flight 2540. This arrived in at 11:32 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 11:43 p.m. arrival. We got a bit of an upgauge for the Atlanta service this summer, as they will be sending an A320. So saw it on Pass Rider. A friend actually told me about it. It'll be around the summertime, late summer, I think. I heard it was like as early as May that they'll start sending the A320 in from Atlanta, which has happened periodically, but it looks like with this instance, it will be pretty much a complete replacement to the A319, which is what they've been sending for at least the last year to 2 years now. They used to have the 717 on the service, which they have since stopped using and are now just using the A319, like they do on the Minneapolis service, which in that case has also had a couple A320 up gauges, but it hasn't been, a complete replacement for the A319 yet, but maybe we'll see more of that in the future as Sioux Falls does continue to grow. And finally, to round out the update, at Gate 2, we had this Delta Connection Embraer 175. Just with the wrong winglets, of course, because Gemini Jets has not yet made a model of one of these yet. So once again, I do kindly ask Gemini Jets to release one of these. Don't get me wrong, the recent releases have been really good. There's been a lot of great stuff released, but that's just, the Delta 175 has just been that crucial check mark that we're missing. So hopefully they will get around to doing that sometime this year before long. This aircraft arrived in from Minneapolis today as Flight 4466, operated by SkyWest. This arrived in at 9:03 p.m. ahead of a scheduled 9:12 p.m. arrival. So that is everything for this update. So like I said, we do have quite the full house here for the Sioux Falls Regional Airport at the Costello Terminal, which has been going strong for over 50 years, and hopefully they'll continue to go strong as we continue on through for at least the next 50 years, but I'm guessing we will probably have a replacement terminal in before long. So just a couple of things I do want to talk about as we round out the update. I'll talk a little bit about the Sioux Falls Air Show because that is coming up July 29th and the 30th of 2023. The United States Air Force Thunderbirds are highlighting the air show, which is going to be awesome to see once again. And with this beautiful Sony AX53 that I'm currently recording this video on, it'll be its first air show that it goes to, pending that I don't go to another one, whether it be go up to Duluth again, check out that air show to go see the Blue Angels, or hypothetically if I go to Oshkosh, which again, don't count on that. I'm not going to Oshkosh. I would love to go, but the event itself is like a week long, and it will interfere with the Sioux Falls Air Show. So I'll just read off the current list of performers, which is provided on the Sioux Falls Air Show website. I'll link it in the description if you want to go see it. So of course we got the Thunderbirds there, South Dakota Air National Guard, which for some reason they spelled South wrong. They spelled it as S-O-U-H-T, so I'm not sure what that's all about, but I think that's also given because it's basically right on the grounds of where the Air National Guard is at. We got an F-16 Viper demo with a really sexy looking livery. I love it. Got Kent Peach. I'm not sure if I said that right, but it's the Jelly Belly plane. Melissa Burns will be there as well. Skip Stewart. Special Operations Command, so the Paracommandos, so it's the guys that are on the parachute, and they got like the American flag behind them. For Warbirds, we do have the C-47 named That's All Brother. So this aircraft particularly led the formation of 800 others on D-Day, so June the 6th of 1944, so it holds a lot of significance in that event. We also got a United States Marine Corps MV-22 Osprey, so that'll be really cool to see. It'll be my first time seeing one of them, pending that we don't get a visit from one of them unexpectedly. Vanguard Squadron, which is a local airshow squadron. They're based out of T, which is just a few miles south of here. B-25 named Show Me from the Commemorative Air Force Missouri Wing, and also the TBM Avenger, which I did see at the 2019 air show, if I'm not mistaken. They list Melissa Burns and Skip Stewart again. And then there's also the U.S. Air Force Heritage Flight. So it looks like it has P-38 Lightning and also an F-16. I think might be some other aircraft in there, but I can't remember off the top of my head right now. So that's all they have for the air show performers, which I'm guessing that's going to be a full list, because that's a pretty long list. And I think with each schedule, or with each performer scheduled a set amount of time in between, obviously like commercial flights landing, because the airport will still be operating as normal in between performers. That looks like a pretty full list, but nevertheless still a really exciting list, I might say. So I'm really looking forward to this air show, and hopefully it'll put on a great show and that Mother Nature does not ruin it, because if I remember correctly from the Saturday show in 2019, I think there was a little bit of rain in the area, not much, but it did not really affect the air show all that much, which is good. I think it hit right as the Thunderbirds were beginning their show. So yeah, that was kind of a long segment there, but just kind of wanted to talk about the air show there. So hopefully weather will be good, and I'll get to have a great time for that. And again, July 29th to the 30th of 2023, for those, for any locals watching this channel and are interested in going, that's the dates for the air show. And then, as expected, content will then come out following the conclusion of the air show. I will plan on probably doing something like on a daily basis where I'll release one video a day, unless I do have content already scheduled. So like on Fridays, for instance, where I have my airport updates, I will instead then just push everything back then a day and post a new air show video on the following day, Saturday. But I'll release more details on that once we get there. It's only in March, of course, so it's kind of, a little too far out for me to say anything concrete on the video schedule, but this is all going to be flexible, and this will change as we move into the future. So with that being said, that is the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.